Ladies and gentlemen, there is a question I've been asking myself of late. Whether Raila Odinga will be able to save William Samoei Arap Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, from the wrath of Kenyans in 2027. Because clearly, Kenyans are very bitter and very angry with William Ruto. And let's face the reality. Raila Odinga successfully managed to save William Ruto from the threats by the Gen Zs. As a matter of fact, the last protest by the Gen Zs failed because of Raila Odinga. But can Raila Odinga successfully manage to save William Ruto from the wrath of Kenyans? That's exactly what I want us to analyze in this video. Because if you ask me, the way Kenyans are bitter, the way Kenyans are angry, I doubt if Raila Odinga will be able to save William Ruto. But before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And for this particular video, please, I want to make a request. Just press that thumbs up button. And if you can, drop your comment because it goes a long way in supporting this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto's game plan for 2027 is now clear. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto is already campaigning for 2027.
Sasa wewe Simba, kabla wewe haujanikaribisha kwa ODM, nyinyi tayari mumeketi chini ndani ya UDA tayari vile mnaona. Si hawa watu ni watu wazuri na tumekubaliana, si namna hiyo? Hatuja kubaliana ya kwamba chama ya ODM ama tumetengeneza coalition, hapana. Tumekubaliana ya kwamba tutafanya kazi pamoja, ile kazi ambayo itafaidi wa Kenya wote, si namna hiyo?
And William Ruto is understanding a few facts. The first thing William Ruto is understanding is that Mount Kenya might not vote for him again the way they voted for him in 2022. They voted for him, they gave him, I think, 87% of the vote. And considering the number of votes from the mountain, William Ruto is going to really be hit should the mountain fail to vote for him the way they did in the last election. The second fact which William Ruto is also understanding is the fact that the young generation in the Republic of Kenya have now become his enemy. In 2022, the young people really voted for William Samoei Arap Ruto. After the Gen Z protest, William Ruto is now their enemy number one. William Ruto is also understanding the fact that there is nothing new he can tell Kenyans. William Ruto came with the promises. Most of those promises are no longer there. So William Ruto is now banking on one man, Raila Odinga. If you've been studying his game plan, the game plan is very clear. Try and hold on to the Rift Valley votes. And of course, the mountain will go. But ensure you win the support of Raila Odinga stronghold. Basically, try and focus more on Western Alliance. Mudavadi and Wetangula have not really helped him so much. But now he's banking on Raila Odinga. And that's why I keep on telling you on this platform that William Ruto is going to do everything within his political power to ensure that Raila Odinga goes to the AU. And once Raila Odinga exits the political scene, then William Ruto believes that he's going to have a field day, especially in Luo Nyanza and some of traditional support base for Raila Odinga. Which begs the question, assuming tomorrow Raila Odinga agree that I've gone to the AU and I'm endorsing William Samoei Arap Ruto, do you think Raila Odinga will be able to save William Ruto from the wrath of Kenyans? For me, I don't think Raila Odinga will be able to save William Ruto from the wrath of Kenyans in 2027. And at some point, I thought that William Ruto might sneak in 2027. But I still strongly believe the way things are, if votes were to count and elections were to be held today, William Ruto will become one-term governor, one-term president. Raila Odinga will not really be able to save him from the wrath of Kenya. Why am I saying so? Number one, William Ruto has refused to learn. You see, the Gen Zs came up and told William Ruto their demands. And as a matter of fact, William Ruto reacted. William Ruto dropped the finance bill because that was one of the major demands they were placing on the table. Because by that time, William Ruto was adding taxes. In fact, at some point, Kenyans were just thinking about taxes. So William Ruto dropped that. So Kenyans thought that, okay, maybe this guy has learned his lessons. William Ruto then went and dissolved his cabinet. Again, Kenyans thought it has reached a point where a president can agree to dissolve his cabinet because of the Gen Zs. Maybe there's something. The Gen Zs also dragged William Ruto to express. And Kenyans concluded that, okay, this guy has changed. But is there any difference between William Ruto of today and William Ruto before the Gen Zs? Before the Gen Z protest? I don't think. William Ruto is still the same William Ruto. He has failed to learn. One of the issues which is making most Kenyans very bitter is the fact that there's a lot of wastages in government. William Ruto is still going and standing on top of vehicles, making promises instead of just working. Today I was reading in the newspapers that there are plans to install some toll stations along Thika Superhighway. That is one of the flagship projects for the former president, Mwai Kibaki. Kenyans have been using it for free. William Ruto promised Kenyans that no Kenyan will be paying to use a road. So it means William Ruto has clearly refused to learn. And as a matter of fact, even when William Ruto named his cabinet, he removed some, but even the ones who were brought on board, Kenyans still had doubts about them. So for me, because of the fact that William Ruto has refused to learn, Kenyans are definitely going to teach him some lessons in 2027, and Raila Odinga will not be able to save him. Number two, the Gen Z protest opened the eyes of Kenyans. And Kenyans are now more aware, politically speaking. And because Kenyans are now more aware, politically speaking, they now believe that there are certain things they can do minus Raila Odinga. And that is the biggest challenge for William Ruto. Because for a very long time, Kenyans believed that the only way you can have protests in the Republic of Kenya is if Raila Odinga is involved. Of course, let's agree that Raila Odinga working with William Ruto affected the Gen Z's protest. But the mistakes were also not from Raila Odinga or from William Ruto. The mistakes were actually from the Gen Zs themselves. For example, they didn't have a clear plan after the finance bill. They started abusing everybody. They started targeting Raila Odinga, abusing Raila Odinga. And you know, Raila Odinga is the only politician in the Republic of Kenya with followers and of course with the supporters. Followers will stick with him and will go with him to William Ruto. But the Gen Zs managed to open the eyes of Kenyans on a lot of issues, be it corruption, be it wastages, be it appointments. You know, they were just able to unmask a lot of hidden details which Kenyans need to know about. And therefore, because of that, they will not need to go to any rally to listen to Raila Odinga. And that is something which, for me, is going to affect Raila Odinga in a very big way. Before we proceed, allow me to also take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. And at the same time, allow me to also introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money back to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates and the money will be delivered instantly into your M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, and of course, if you want, directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, I strongly believe still that there is no way Raila Odinga will be able to save William Ruto from the wrath of Kenyans in 2027. My third point is that there is no magic that the ODM members who have joined the government, Mbadi, Joho, Oparanya, Wandai, of course, there are others who are also coming in. There is no magic they are going to bring into William Ruto's government to effect any change. There is nothing. And the fortunes of Kenyans will still just remain the way they are. So there's nothing they are going to add to Kenya Kwanza. So which means they're going to come out with a baggage. They are going to come out tainted. They are going to carry the burden of Kenya Kwanza failure. If, for example, and like yesterday I heard Oparanya say that, if the government will not allow me to implement things the way I want, I'll resign. I can assure you there is nothing Oparanya is going to do in William Ruto's government. There's nothing he's going to do in William Ruto's government without William Ruto dictating. William Ruto has proven that. So there's no magic. If, for example, these four guys were going to join the government and then they were going to effect some changes, let's say, but it was going to reduce the cost of electricity. Wanda is going to reduce the cost of electricity to Kenyans. But they will come up with the lower taxes. Things are going to, like Oparanya is going to, for example, streamline Hustlers Fund. If that were to happen, then I can assure you something Raila Odinga would have saved him. But nothing is going to happen. And because nothing is going to happen, this government is not going to deliver anything. Because in normal circumstance, campaigns always begin in the third year. We are in the second year. William Ruto has already engaged campaign year, which means between now up to 2027, nothing much is going to happen. So Raila will not save him. Number 4, and this is something which all of us know, that there's a new generation of voters in Kenya today. So in short, a new generation of voters have emerged in Kenya. And this new generation of voters, they are bold, they are courageous, and they are knowledgeable. They know what they are doing. I remember during the last election, one of the biggest worries for most of these politicians were this generation, that, these guys ni watu wa sherehe. That's why, for example, in Nairobi, Edwin Sifuna used to call himself Minister, Waziri wa Sherehe, to persuade them. People just believe, like in Kisumu here, you go to Black Pearl, you go to club, the place, you just see them dancing, drinking, that they didn't know anything about politics. Unknown to Kenyans, these guys are knowledgeable. They are well equipped, politically speaking, which means they will not just follow politicians because someone has told them. And they will not just follow Raila Odinga because Raila Odinga has told them, Sisi, we are in ODM, now we are not running, we are supporting Ruto. This generation, other factors will influence them, but not tribe. This generation will not be influenced by this kind of shenanigans which we've always faced as a country. And of course, we also know that William Ruto is also facing serious challenges in terms of promises which he's making and which he made to Kenyans. Today, William Ruto was in, yesterday and today, he was in Nyamira. I don't know, but I was just imagining the kind of promises he was making there, whether they are tenable. 2 billion there, 1.6 billion there, another here. Today I didn't follow much, but I'm sure, again, promises. And most of those promises will not be fulfilled. And that's a big thing for him. So even if Raila Odinga were to persuade his supporters, that, on what basis? What is William Ruto going to do? What is he going to promise them? The hustler narrative, which he used against Raila and Uhuru, is dead. So Raila Odinga might not really help him. And of course, we also know that Kenyans now know William Ruto better. They know who he is, what he's capable of doing. And therefore, they'll be able to make their own informed choices. So they'll either vote for Ruto because they believe in Ruto, but they will not be voting for Ruto because Raila Odinga has told them. Of course, there's a percentage, the followers who will go with Raila Odinga, but I doubt if Raila Odinga will be able to save William Ruto from the wrath of Kenya in 2027. If you have a different opinion, kindly let me know in the comment section. Bye-bye.